going on, guys? My name's Austin and welcome back to TheVaultProScooters. After reviewing some of the comments in our last episode of What's New in Scootering, we saw a ton of you guys asking for a video all about the trampoline scooters. We briefly talked about Indo's new trampoline scooters, and it's apparent that you guys want to know more, so we are dedicating a whole video to trampoline scooters. Okay, so I do not have both models that I talked about in What's New in Scootering here today. I only have the Indo Pro model, but this is their flagship, top-notch, highest quality model that they make. The other one is the Bug, which is a small toned-down version for like toddlers and little kids getting into the sport. But the Indo Pro model is pretty much the highest end model trampoline scooter you can get today. I'm gonna start by just unboxing the trampoline scooter, talking about what comes inside and showing you guys how to build it. And then from there, we will talk about where you can ride a trampoline scooter and what it entails. When you open it up, you can see everything is nicely packaged here. You have the deck, the bar, all the hardware, the grips, the headset, and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take everything out. You even get an Indo sticker for all of you guys that want stickers. Beautiful. On the back of the box, you actually have your instructions on how to build this scooter. So you have obviously step-by-step, all the warnings that they need and stuff like that. I think the instructions are fairly clear. They did a good job displaying how to put it together and how not to put it together. And on the front, I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong. I'm 95% sure this is Ryland Smith. Like my boy Ryland Smith, pretty sure this is my boy right here. I don't know if it's him. Ryland, if you're watching this, let me know if this is you, because I'm pretty sure this is you. With the box out of the way, you have everything laid out here. My only gripe with the Indo Trampoline Scooters is the building process, especially jumping from the 570 and the 670 model Indo Trampoline Scooters to the Pro model. The jumping quality is significant. This one is a lot better. You can definitely tell it is the Pro model. It is a lot more robust. It feels nicer, and it honestly is just a better trampoline scooter. But the one thing that I was hoping was gonna change that didn't change was that there is no tools included with the trampoline scooter to put it together, which on paper might not sound too bad, but when you see what kind of tools you need to build this trampoline scooter, I would imagine a lot of you guys at home probably don't have it. So let's go through the tools that you're gonna need to build this. You're gonna need yourself a Phillips head screwdriver or a drill. I go drill because there's a lot of bolts that you have to screw down, and it's gonna take absolutely forever if you use a screwdriver. You will need a 4mm Allen wrench. You will also need a 8mm Allen wrench. I had to hunt for an 8mm Allen wrench. I'm not joking, I didn't have one of these laying around. And this is where it gets crazy. You're gonna need a 17mm socket wrench. Yes, you heard me right, a 17mm socket wrench. This is practically the same size as a lug nut for your car. And finally, a trusty rubber mallet or hammer. It's pretty much up to you. And the last thing that I would recommend you having is a friend, because putting this together with two people is a lot better than putting it together with one person. So now that you guys know all the tools that you need to build your Indo Trampoline Scooter, let's go ahead and build it step by step. I don't really know if there's a pattern you're supposed to follow by going one step to the other. I kind of just do it the way I do it. So I start with the base of it, which is the headset. Probably just look at the bot. Yeah, to be honest, I built like 3 of these guys, and yeah, I probably should just follow the steps directly. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna follow the steps. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened here. Is in this video, you're gonna see footage of us riding this Indo Trampoline Scooter at Woodward West. Thank you, Woodward West, for letting us come up to use the trampolines. But we showed up to Woodward West with just this box. Box step scooter. We expected to show up, and it was gonna have all the tools inside, and we would be good to go to assemble the scooter and then ride the scooter. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was wrong. I opened up the box to build the scooter at Woodward West, and we had absolutely no tools to put it together. I had to like run around camp trying to find tools, and we ended up barely getting it together. So the clips that you guys see of Andy and myself and Walter, whoever else riding it, scooter's like 75% put together. So I do not recommend that. Make sure you guys put the scooter fully together before you ride it. But I'm gonna follow the steps one by one, but like I said, not having tools was a big bummer. All right, step number 1. All right, I guess he wants us to do the bars first. All right, step number 1 is gonna be doing the crossbar. Obviously, you have to mount this crossbar to the down bar, and to do so, you're gonna need to grab a couple things out of this bag. Looks like you're gonna need this guy. This guy comes in the clear packaging. It's just a cylinder with a thread going all the way through it. You're going to also need this gold piece here. This is what mounts the 2 pieces of bar together. So step number 1, you're gonna take your bolt and then you're gonna push it through the bottom of this guy. Obviously you can see that pushes the bolt through here, and this is where your crossbar is actually gonna sit. You can see if you were to take the crossbar, there's a nice little hole there. Normally you would just put this guy in like so, and you're kind of asking yourself, why is it, there's nothing to thread that into? That's because you need this guy to slide down the bar, just like so. You got to align it perfectly with the hole. So you can see it's pretty much there. What I do is I take the Allen wrench, align it like so. So then I can take this piece with my bolt and start screwing it in. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the fastest I have ever done it. I hope you guys do it as fast as I did, because it took me like 5 minutes or 10 minutes the last time I tried. And once you feel it threading in, you just want to get a little bit of tension. You don't want to overly tighten this. Once you feel that tension, go ahead and back off. Just like that, you have your crossbar assembled. And this is the part that now bolts into the down bar. So the gold piece that we mounted here has some threads here on each side. What you're gonna do is take your down bar, match the holes on both sides, slide it in like so. So now you guys can see it works out perfectly. Go into your handy dandy bag of bolts here. You're gonna grab the 4 small dome-shaped Allen heads. I don't know if that's what they're called. I'm gonna say that's what they're called because honestly, I think it's the easiest way to distinguish the difference between them. But there should be 4 of them. I think there's actually more than 4, so you're good. So this is what they look like. You can see it is a dome-shaped Allen wrench. This is the bolt that actually takes a 4mm, so this is when you're gonna need to use that guy. I'm sure you guys can guess this part. You take your bolt, start threading it in. I recommend just getting it threaded in just a little bit. Take your other one, do the same. You don't wanna tighten these guys yet. You just wanna get them aligned and started. Once it's there, you're good to go to just start tightening it. All right, cool. And just like that, you have the bar completed. So it just looks like your standard T-bar, except it is mounted at 2 different spots, which is pretty cool. Taking a look at our instructions, next step is going to be assembling the head tube on the front end of the deck. You're gonna go ahead and take this dome piece that is actually housing your headset bearing. This comes in the plastic piece as well. There's 2 bearings, so make sure you guys are putting both of them in. If you have ever assembled a scooter headset or a BMX headset, they go in the exact same way, and these are your standard integrated headset bearings anyway, so if you have one of these and it sits out in the rain and you want to replace the headset, you should be good just to throw in any integrated headset bearing, which is pretty cool. So when it comes down to assembling the front end of the trampoline scooter, you're gonna take the dome piece with both bearings in, so you have a bearing on each side, and you're gonna go towards the back end or the bottom of it. You're gonna take this cap that is also in the bag of hardware. You're going to need the big bolt here. This is the one that actually takes the 8mm Allen wrench. You're gonna need the second gold piece that is sitting in the box as well. You're gonna need this big old washer. And last but not least, you're gonna need the nut. So you're gonna go ahead, take the dome piece with the bottom here, slide your compression cap-like piece here on the bottom. It should click in nicely. Then take your ginormous bolt, slide that through. Once you have that through, you're going to take your gold piece and slide that over the bolt, and it should all be fitting together nicely. It's all pretty much made to fit perfectly. Once that is through, set your washer on top, and last but not least, your nut. Start screwing that on, and this is when your tools are gonna come in to play. So I have my big 8mm Allen wrench here and my socket wrench, and you're gonna just wanna go ahead and start tightening it. So just be cautious, don't overly tighten it, and you should be good to go. Just like that, you have the front end assembled, and the next step is to take your deck, take your assembled compression unit, slap that on right here. You're gonna want to align it with the pre-drilled holes here. Obviously, those are made for the screws that we're about to do. So you're gonna go ahead and push that in and just align it with the holes. So once that's in, obviously you're gonna be taking the long screws that came in the bag. The bag does come with 6, so don't lose them. There's only 6 holes and you have 6 screws. Don't lose them, but they're their standard Phillips head screw. You're gonna go ahead and start throwing these guys in and start the thread. So this is why I would recommend having a Phillips head screwdriver as well as a drill, just because the screwdriver is gonna be good for getting the thread started, but then after that, there's a lot of threads to go through, and that's why I'm gonna use a drill. I'm gonna take my Phillips head screwdriver and I'm just gonna start threading these screws in, just because I'm gonna go ahead and use the drill. So I got all those screws started. So once again, I'm gonna go ahead and take my drill and slowly finish them. But if you guys want, you're doing this at home, go ahead, use the Phillips head if you want. It's entirely up to you. All right, see how fast that was? Now, since I know some of them aren't super tight, I'm gonna go back with my screwdriver and just finish them off All right, so once the compression unit is properly installed with all the screws, the next step is to take the bar and slide it on over. You guys can tell there is holes on the gold piece to match the holes that are drilled into your bar, and it's the same bolts that you did at the top of the bar. You have 4 of them here, and you're gonna go ahead and just screw these guys in. Cool. With those being tight, you have the front end of the scooter and the bar assembled. The only thing left to do is put your grips on. You can put your grips on in a bunch of different ways. You can put some water in here and slide them on. It'll take a little while to dry. You could use hairspray. You could use the zip tie method. We're gonna be sticking with our air compressor. It's pretty much how we put grips on in every video. If you guys don't have one, just go ahead and look up how to install grips on a bike or a scooter on YouTube, and there's 1.5 million different ways to do it. So let's go ahead and put our grips on. And with your grips installed, the only thing left to do is put your bar ends on. If you guys are gonna go ahead and just take the bar end, wedge it in a little bit, and then grab your rubber mallet and just simply tap it in. And with that being said, you have a fully built trampoline scooter. So now that you guys have your trampoline scooter assembled, let's talk about what you can do with your trampoline scooter and where you can ride your trampoline scooter. Obviously, it's a trampoline scooter, so it's intended to be ridden on your trampoline. These trampoline scooters are perfect for practicing tricks and combos that you might be a little scared to try at the skate park. So you guys can take this guy to your trampoline, practice doing bar spin tail whips, finger whips, triple tail whips, bri flips, whatever the trick may be. But I do want to say, just because you mastered a motion on this trampoline scooter does not mean you're going to have the trick mastered when you take it to the skate park. But what this will do is just help you get comfortable with the motion. So when you try that bar spin tail whip or that bri flip for the first time to concrete or resi, you pretty much know exactly what you're doing, and you'll probably speed up the process of actually landing the trick and rolling away. The deck itself is made from a hard styrofoam. It does not hurt when it hits you. It reminds me of a flip-flop. It is really soft. You can hit yourself with it in the shin, in the ankles, and you're not gonna feel a thing, which is perfect, because like I said, if you're trying to learn those crazy bri flip maneuvers, you're most likely gonna end up hitting yourself, which is perfect. Another place that I've seen a lot of people riding these Indo Trampoline Scooters is on the flat ground. You guys can pretty much ride these on carpet. You can ride them on yoga mats, grass, anything like that where it's not gonna damage the actual deck or the foam part of the scooter. I've seen John Reyes, I've seen a lot of people on Instagram, especially on Indo's Instagram, just practicing those tricks on the flat ground without any bounce, and it definitely is gonna help you have those motions mastered at the skate park, because you're not using the trampoline to gain a bunch of height. You're pretty much mastering all this stuff on the ground, and I've seen a lot of gain from that. Let's talk about the experience of riding one of these. It is an absolute blast. I'm sure we have some clips rolling over me talking right now of just me and my friends at Woodward riding it, and nobody wanted to hop off of it. It was just so much fun to use all the tricks that you know on your scooter and take them to the trampoline, and I honestly have to say it is an absolute blast. This thing is so much fun, and you guys should definitely cop one if you have a trampoline and you ride scooters. So I do want to give a huge thank you to Indo for supplying the scooters that we used in this video. They sent these scooters over to us and asked us to make a video, so here you guys go, Indo. We really do appreciate it. These things are super sweet. And if any of you guys watching this video are curious where to buy yourself an Indo Trampoline Scooter, click the link down below. Cop one for yourself, because like I said earlier, they're an absolute blast. Before I do get out of here, I do want to give a little bit of constructive criticism to Indo. These trampoline scooters are improving model by model, and I just want to give my 2 cents when it comes down to what I would improve after riding it a fair bit. The one main thing that I would like to see changed is somehow making the deck itself a little bit more rigid and robust. An idea that I had was maybe taking a flat shell that could go over the bottom of the deck, maybe made out of like a hard rubber or something, so if it hits you, it's still not gonna hurt. But what that would do is keep the deck itself from bending and flexing, and would just make a little bit better of an experience when it comes to doing a bunch of tail whips or Supermans. It would just be easier to get it back under your feet. But needless to say, that is just an improvement that I would like to see. This thing is still a ton of fun and works perfectly as is. With that being said, there's not much more to say. Thank you to Indo for sending over the scooters. We're actually going to be giving away one of these Indo Pro Trampoline Scooters, just like this. So if you guys want to enter to win this scooter, drop a comment on this video explaining to us why you deserve to win it, and make sure you like this video. If you don't drop a comment and you don't like the video, you are not entered to win. So if you want to win one of these, that's how you do so. Before I do head out, make sure you guys like the video, ensure you guys are subscribed, turn that notification bell on so you are notified every single time we upload. Check out TheVaultProScooters.com for all your scooter needs, and enjoy the rest of the clips of me and my friends having a great time at Woodward West on this scooter, because I think you can tell just based off of our reactions that it's an absolute blast. Until the next video, have a good one.
Oh my God.